Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome back to the channel where we cut through the royal spin, expose the hypocrisy, and shine a light on the truth about Prince Harry and Meghan Sussex. If you're tired of the endless smear campaigns and the recycled headlines, then make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps the channel fight back against the algorithm that seems to love royal gossip rags. And if you'd like to go the extra mile in supporting, you can send via PayPal or even buy me a coffee. The links are all in the description below. Now let's get into today's story, and oh boy, it's a big one. Richard Eden, yes, that Richard Eden of the Daily Mail, is on yet another one of his melodramatic crusades. And surprise, surprise, his target is once again Harry and Meghan. So here's the headline Eden came up with. There's a sinister establishment plot to undermine Prince William and Kate and bring back Harry and Meghan. I refuse to be part of it, and today I'm exposing what's going on. Let's pause for a second. A sinister plot? What is this, a James Bond film? The way Eden writes, you'd think Meghan was plotting world domination from Montecito with a laptop and a latte. The reality, Harry had tea with his dad, King Charles. That's it, that's the story. But Eden spins this everyday family moment into an ominous thriller where Harry and Meghan are the villains. And the irony, Eden's piece exposes nothing new. Harry himself has said repeatedly, on the record, that he wants to spend more time in the UK, that he wants his children to know their heritage, and that he wants to maintain ties with his father. Somehow Eden treats this as a shocking revelation. No, Richard, it's not an expose, it's a son saying he still cares about his family. The question we should be asking is, why does Richard Eden and the rest of the rota keep circling back to Harry and Meghan, even when William and Kate are supposed to be having their big moments? Remember the Trump state visit? By all accounts, William and Kate had no major gaffes, got a few okay headlines, and had the spotlight for a brief moment. That should have been Eden's time to celebrate them, right? Wrong. Instead, he chose to fixate on Harry and Meghan. Why? Because William and Kate don't sell. Let's be honest. You could put their names on a headline and half the audience scrolls past. But you put Harry and Meghan. Suddenly the clicks roll in. The rota relies on Harry and Meghan, even as they claim to despise them. That's the contradiction. And Eden knows it. That's why he can't stop writing about them, even when the story is flimsy at best. Eden claims Harry and Meghan are waging a relentless PR campaign to win back the affections of the British public. Now let's break that down. What evidence does he provide? Harry smiled after tea with his father. Harry said in an interview that he wants to bring Meghan and the kids back for visits. That's it. If that's what Eden calls a PR campaign, then every person who posts a family photo on Instagram is waging a propaganda war. The truth is, Harry and Meghan don't need a PR campaign. Their record speaks for itself. They've built a thriving life in California. They've produced documentaries, podcasts, and charity initiatives. Meghan's podcast Archetypes won awards and sparked important conversations about women in society. Harry's Invictus Games continues to grow, giving wounded veterans a global stage. They've secured multi-million-dollar deals on their own terms. That's not PR spin, that's tangible achievement. Compare that to William and Kate, who seem to think changing their Instagram font counts as a major rebrand. Eden repeats this tired talking point. William and Kate won't reconcile with Harry unless he apologizes. But here's the thing. Apologize for what? For telling the truth? For exposing the toxic culture of the palace? For daring to protect his wife from racist abuse? Let's not forget. Meghan was driven to suicidal thoughts because of the pressure and cruelty she faced, not just from the press, but from the institution that refused to protect her. That's not something you sweep under the rug with a forced apology. That's something the palace should be apologizing to her for. If anyone owes an apology, it's William and Kate. They stood by in silence while Meghan was dragged day after day by the tabloids. They allowed her to be scapegoated to protect their own image. Silence, in that case, was complicity. What Eden's article really reveals is the deep fear inside the establishment. The fear that Harry and Meghan might come back, even part-time, and outshine William and Kate. Think about it. If Harry and Meghan return with their natural charisma, their authenticity, and their ability to connect with people, the contrast becomes painful for William and Kate. Suddenly their stiffness, their reluctance to engage, and their lack of vision are impossible to ignore. The institution knows this, the rota knows this, And that's why they're terrified. That's why Eden frames a simple family reunion as a plot. It's all about protecting the image of the heir and his wife, who simply don't measure up in terms of global influence. Let's not forget, this isn't the first time the monarchy has feared being overshadowed. Princess Diana was a global superstar and the palace resented it. Instead of embracing her popularity, they tried to clip her wings. We all know how that ended. Now history repeats itself with Meghan. Once again, a woman with charisma and compassion steps into the royal spotlight, and instead of celebrating her, the institution demonizes her. Once again, the rota attacks relentlessly because they fear what she represents, a break from the stale, outdated image of the monarchy. And this isn't a one-off for Richard Eden. Let's look at his track record. He's written countless hit pieces, painting Meghan as manipulative, ambitious and calculating, all the tired stereotypes reserved for women of colour in the public eye. He spun Harry's every move as some kind of betrayal, even when Harry is simply living his life. And he constantly shields William and Kate from criticism, treating them like fragile dolls who must be protected at all costs. Eden's bias isn't subtle, it's his brand, and yet he positions himself as a journalist exposing plots. No, Richard, you're not exposing anything. You're projecting your own insecurities about the fact that Harry and Meghan are still standing tall, still relevant, and still loved. Let's circle back to the core of Eden's piece. Harry had tea with his dad. That's the scandal. Imagine being so pressed that a father and son meeting becomes front-page news. And let's be real. The reason William and Kate are upset about this meeting is because it shows that Charles is still open to Harry. It shows that reconciliation is possible without Harry grovelling, and that terrifies them, because their power depends on keeping Harry and Meghan painted as villains. Without that contrast, William and Kate look ordinary, bland, and that's their biggest fear. So let's cut through the noise. What does this article really tell us? 1. The rota can't survive without Harry and Meghan. They are addicted to the Sussexes. 2. William and Kate's image is so fragile that even the idea of Harry visiting Britain threatens to undermine them. 3. The establishment is terrified of the Sussexes' continued success because it highlights the failures of the monarchy. Eden's piece isn't about Harry plotting anything. It's about the rota projecting their own fear. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Richard Eden and the rota are deliberately keeping Harry and Meghan in the headlines because they know William and Kate just don't have the star power to carry the monarchy on their own? Or do you think this is all about punishing Harry for daring to live freely with Meghan outside of palace control? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading and replying because I love hearing your takes. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. Help us keep building this amazing community that refuses to swallow the propaganda. If you'd like to go even further, you can use Super Thanks, PayPal, or Buy Me a Coffee. Every little bit goes right back into keeping this channel strong and independent. At the end of the day, the truth is simple. Harry and Meghan don't need the monarchy. The monarchy needs Harry and Meghan. And every time Richard Eden and the rest of the rota whip themselves into a frenzy over a smile, a meeting, or an interview, they prove just how powerful the Sussexes really are. Thank you so much for tuning in, my beautiful people. Until next time, stay bold, stay brilliant, and never stop questioning the narratives they try to feed us. Peace and love.